Hello everyone, I'm Rohit. I, on behalf of Sierra Society, would like to welcome all the teachers to one of the most successful and innovative idea sharing platform of India, ZIIEI, the Zero Investment Innovation for Education initiative. Here, we will be discussing about new and innovative techniques for the different lessons from our chapters, and in short, we will learn how to make the whole process of learning fun and interesting for the kids. Today, the chapter that I'll be covering is from Class 5 NCERT board. Subject is Environmental Studies, and the name of the chapter is Mangoes Round the Year. The innovation that I'll be using here for covering this lesson is known as Experiential Laboratory. The main innovation behind using this idea is to make the students understand the concepts of the lesson using all the possible senses and in turn connecting them to their immediate environment. In this idea, we'll be giving them hands-on experience so that they can easily relate their things to their day-to-day life. Some of the important concepts that we'll be covering with the help of this innovation are learning about the difference of spoiled food and fresh food, learning about the importance of preservation of food, learning about the process of spoilage of food, and so on. The duration for this activity will be one period of 40 minutes. Along with this, five more periods of 5 minutes observation daily. Before implementing this idea, we need to make some pre-arrangements, of course, just like the previous ideas. First of all, we'll be needing some miscellaneous items like paper cups, polythene bags, an airtight jar, and spoons. For instruments, we'll be needing two magnifying glasses. And for raw materials, we'll be needing finely cut seasonal foods, it can be carrots, lemons, etc., vinegar, boiled water, which has been cooled, salt, and sugar. First of all, let's focus on giving the students the concept about fresh foods. For that, we take the help of the lunchbox. One more important thing, we can also arrange this activity one period prior to the lunch break. For doing the activity, we take the students outside to the playground. We make them sit in three different groups. We ask them to take out their lunch boxes, and then we ask them the following questions: that what have you brought in your lunch box? We take your responses. We tell them that today we are going to learn about fresh foods. And for that, we ask them to open their lunch box. And by looking at the lunch box, they have to fill up certain traits based on a chart on the notebooks. Like they will be writing by observing the following things: how they look like, how they smell like, how they taste like, how does it feel like when you touch it by looking. We ask them to observe all the following traits and note it down in the notebooks. Then we inform them that the following traits that they have written are for fresh foods. Since the food that they have brought is brought from home, they are all fresh foods. And by looking at the food, by looking at the smell, by touching it, we can know which food is fresh and which food is not fresh. Now let's learn about spoiled food. What foods do we call spoiled? Where for doing this activity, we ask the students to take their lunch, but at the end, we ask them to leave behind few leftover from their lunch boxes. Once they are done with having their lunch box, we provide each of the students with paper cups, and we ask them to keep their leftovers in those paper cups and cover it with a lid and just leave it in the open in the at the side of the uh, classroom. We then initiate a discussion. We ask the students that what will happen if we leave the food outside for long duration of time. They will say that it will get spoiled. We tell the students, then let's observe these paper cups which we have prepared. Let's observe them for five more classes and let's see what happens. Once we start seeing changes in those leftover foods, we again initiate a discussion. We tell the students that what have you seen in those paper cups? They might say that there's certain kind of formation there in the food. How does it smell like? They might say it smells bad. We tell the students that the formation that have been created above the food is known as creation of fungus, and the smell that is coming out of it is bad because it has been spoiled. And by looking at these traits, we can know which food is bad or which food is not bad. We again ask them to follow observe the previous traits which they've already observed for the fresh food. We ask them to again observe the same traits for the spoiled food and note it down in their notebooks, like how it looks like, how it smells like, by looking at it and write it down in the observation book. Next, we move on to giving the students an understanding about preservation of food. First of all, we'll ask the students that suppose we want to use the raw materials for a long duration of time, then how we are going to use it. We take all the responses, and then we inform them that preservation is a process which is used for delaying the process of spoilage of food, and by this process we can use the raw foods for a long duration of time. We then ask them that do you know any kind of preservative methods which your parents use at your home. They might say that my mother or at home we prepare murabba, papad, or pickle, etc. We tell the students that exactly all these processes are processes of preservation of food. Now let's learn about preservation of food by doing one activity on our own, and then we bring out the airtight jar. First of all, we ask our students to wash their hands properly so that they all can also learn about the importance of hygienity. Once they're done with it, we tell the students that today we'll be preparing pickle on our own and learn about preservation. We ask the students to put the raw vegetables, the properly cut, sliced raw vegetables, in the airtight jar. Then we put 3/4 cup of vinegar. Then we put 3/4 cup of boiled water which has been cooled into the jar. Then we put 6 spoons of sugar and 1 spoon of salt. We airtight it, we seal it properly and just keep it under the sun. And then we inform the students that the ingredients that we have used, like the salt, the sugar, the vinegar, or the cold boiled water which has been cooled, all these ingredients act as preservative, and it helps in delaying the process of growth of fungus. And this way we continue with the class, giving the students a better understanding of the concepts that we have taught in the class, but now we are giving them a hands-on experience so that they can easily relate their things. And when we start teaching the students in this way, we start getting a lot of learning outcomes. Apart from learning the chapter in a much more fun and interesting way, they also develop their critical thinking and decision making process. They develop their communication skills and interpersonal skills. When they're working in group, they learn the importance of teamwork, the value of empathy, and the value of giving others the opportunity. And when you start implementing these ideas in your own school, then I'm pretty much sure that you will start getting a lot of other outcomes, other benefits apart from the ones which I've mentioned. And for this innovation, this idea, that's all. If you like this video and you want more of such videos from us, please do like, share, and subscribe to our official channel, ZIIEI. Thank you.